Fish, it's movie night.
Yo, yeah, it is. And what a cracker we've got in store, Jules.
Oh yeah, it's a blockbuster.
That's what they're trying to sell it as. I'm not sure if the budget reflects that, but um, what are we watching?
So we're watching Invasion Planet Earth. It's by a UK film director named Simon Cox. It's a crowd-funded film. Over 900 people backed this film, including industry from over in the UK. It's seemingly its budget was under 200,000 Australian dollars. The trailer's something. It's
The
like,
trailer is something. The trailer is something. Look, I'm a big fan of So Bad They're Good films, and I think you are too, Julesy. So that's not necessarily a bad thing, but I think it is important to know the background behind some of these films before you go into it. The trailer makes it out to be this big epic. It's aliens coming down. They're taking over the world. They're going to destroy us all. There's zombies there for some reason. I don't know. I'm interested to see where that comes in. But it looks like something that needs a War of the Worlds, Steven Spielberg type budget. And this guy did not have that. But from what I've read, he has been trying to get this made for the last 20 years. And being an indie filmmaker myself, I totally respect that. It's kind of like it took me 10 years to make my film. So I'm really excited to see what this passion project was. He did it through crowdfunding. Like he did it himself. This something of this scope. I'm really interested to see what we have in store here.
yeah. So it only came out in Australia a couple of weeks ago. It's been out for a little while in the UK and it's been released in the US. Uh, so I think it's kind of gone under the radar here in Australia. So I think hopefully it can get some publicity out of this new campaign that they're launching down here.
Well, it's really interesting. I don't know where you watch these type of films anymore. They used to be like in the bottom of the Video Easy, new
That's it.
release
That's all
rack.
they
There'd
are.
be one or two of these sort of things with really cool artwork. But I miss those days because me and my girlfriend Beck used to watch them all the time. And I just love I'd get a blockbuster and I'd get a little film like that. So to see somebody like this getting it out there, it looks like it is doing okay around the world. It seems to be pretty polarizing in its reviews. There is a video out there of the director reading back 1-star reviews of the film, which are
Which
just
is a bit
absolutely
sad.
panning it. Yeah, but like I think it sounds like they're taking it in stride because there are also some 5-star reviews out there. So I'm interested to see where we're going to stand on this one, Julesy.
Yeah, see, I guess if you can't win, if you can't make it the 10 out of 10 film that you were hoping, but you can push it as the 1 out of 10 must see car crash film, then why not do that? I'm hoping it's not that bad, but I don't have high expectations and I
Well,
don't have low expectations, so I'm just level-headed, keen to see this movie. So
ready to go along for the ride. Well, shall we do it?
let's do it. Beers at the ready.
All right. I got my captain. That's not a knock. That's a good thing. I'm getting drinking on this one. All right. Well,
Perfect.
let's
Let's do it.
reconvene after the film, and we'll talk about our thoughts of it.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
Okay. Three. Oh, hold on. Three, two, one. Ooh, tune.
I admit I didn't see that twist coming with the whole.
No.
Nah.
I thought it was pretty. That's pretty good, actually. And the killing, yeah, like killing off.
I gotta say it was a bit confusing earlier in the film where they were like flashing forward and back and all that sort of stuff. But
Yeah, I'm still not really sure what that was about, but we'll talk about that. Let's okay.
well, that was something.
Yep, it certainly was. It was not what I expected, which isn't a bad thing. I was taken. The ending, which I won't give away, I thought was quite creative.
I didn't see the ending coming. That was good.
Like when you hear, like, first of all, I want to point out, I feel like they really didn't do well with the title of this film. Invasion Planet Earth is so generic and makes it so boring. But originally it was going to be called Kaleidoscope Man, which that comes together as you watch the film. And when you watch the film, you're kind of like, why didn't they just call it that?
Yeah.
But like when I hear Invasion Planet Earth, I just think of a director sci-fi movie that's just going to be schlocky and just a really stupid, really low budget, no story, no depth to it. And I have to say, it at least attempted to give you a little bit more than just a surface level sci-fi film.
Yeah, it had story. It had depth. There was some slight character development in there with the majority of the characters. So
Very slight. I feel there was attempts at character development. Some of it just kind of goes nowhere, but there's a lot of things set up that probably could have become more things. But the one thing, it goes from like an alien invasion movie, which is like, oh wow, everything's going crazy, and then all of a sudden there's all these weird flashbacks, and it turns in like the whole zombie thing that has nothing to do with the aliens. That's some sort of flashback.
it was all a dream. It was all a
Vision,
dream.
or yeah, which that never really came back to mean anything. But I have to say, it kind of comes together in the end. I thought like it really hit its straps with the alien invasion stuff. It was a bit better quality than I expected, to be honest. There's one scene where they were able to shut down an entire street. I think it's in London. And they have hundreds of people who were all crowdfunder. I think you could, pledge to be a part of the film, from what I was reading.
Yeah, you could
hundreds of these people.
pay like $40 Australian and get a role in the film.
Which is cool. And I like they had hundreds of people like doing this film, doing this scene where there's these alien ships coming in and shooting at all like hundreds of people in the street, and there's tanks and there's like army men and
they had tanks.
That's cool. But the one thing I think that hurts this film, and it's a low budget thing, so you got to give it some. You got to give it some leeway, but you can really tell that they've shot this over many years, because the quality of the filmmaking is better in some scenes than it is in other scenes, especially right at the start. And there's a big cardinal sin that a lot of low budget films fall into, is they don't spend the money on sound work. I don't know if you noticed, but in the first few scenes, it's very like echoey. They obviously didn't have good microphones or good sound designers. But then as you get later into the film, the sound's really crisp. Some of the special effects were pretty cool. A lot better than what I expected. Like I was thinking bottom of the barrel, Birdemic style. I don't know if you ever seen or heard about that film, but I was thinking this like really bad stuff. But it was pretty passable.
there were some scenes that were passable, but then there were some scenes where I was like, really? Like when they first get inside the spaceship, like that.
Yeah,
That was,
yeah. And inside the spaceship, there was some good things and some bad things. There was some good green screen work, some very obvious green screen work. The acting was like whatever. But look, I'm quite impressed. Like I didn't want to turn it off. Let's say that. Like there was a few times
yeah,
I
I
was
watched the whole
confused.
thing. It was good.
Yeah, like I watched a film on Shudder the other day. It was an Australian film that I've been really looking forward to, and it's actually being quite critically acclaimed. It's called The Furies, and it's just like just an Australian horror slasher sort of film, and through that, that's my jam, and I love that sort of stuff. I'm going to turn that off halfway through, but this one, I was like, no, I kept with this. I was intrigued, and the ending was quite satisfying, I thought.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. At like some points, I was getting like Interstellar vibes. I don't know. I was just feeling.
Yeah, actually, Interstellar is the perfect example. But it takes a very clever filmmaker like Christopher Nolan to pull that off. And there's a few, yeah, it didn't quite
It was
work on
very
that
different,
level.
and yeah, you
Yeah,
weren't going through different dimensions as such as
yeah,
flashbacks or
yeah.
something
It was
like that. I don't know. I guess
yeah,
we don't
some
want
it's
to we don't
weird.
want to spoil it for anyone, but
No, no. But like, look, it's a good Friday night flick. If you like we're in lockdown at the moment,
well,
but if you do
yeah,
have the chance to do
Thursday
something
night.
like me and Jules are doing, you get on the drink, have a few laughs with it. But there's a few emotional ticks. Like I was a bit hit here and there. So to be able to make me feel something like that in such a B grade film, I got to give it props. Like Simon Cox, he did a good job.
Definitely wouldn't give this movie 1 star. Like I know he was reading a few of those 1 star
No,
reviews, but it was definitely a bit more to
it's
it than that.
it's not unwatchable at all. Like there's entertainment value to it. Again, you got to go in with the right expectations. Like, and I think that's what's gonna hurt it a lot. Like a lot of people might see the trailer and be expecting like Battlefield, not Battlefield Earth. That's a terrible film. Was it Battlefield Los Angeles? Was that? There was something. It was another like
Uh,
invasion-y type of film.
Cloverfield.
Um, let's go Cloverfield. You expect something like Cloverfield, and you come in and you get like a low budget, almost student film. It's kind of like, that's a bit jarring. But when you go in with the right expectations, and like you said, we had a pretty low bar, and it jumped over the bar for me. So uh, I don't know. I'd give it like a 2.5 maybe. It's a out of 5. Which would be like a 5 out of 10, I guess. But like, it's not horrible.
No, it did exactly what I was expecting it to do, which was be entertaining. So that's what it was.
There you
And it was
go.
good that I could be there with you and we could give each other those looks every now and then.
Yeah, just every now and then I'd look over and see your face. There was one scene that was just like a real like, and you were
When the
like,
chick got out the scissors, man.
yeah, yeah. I think we were like, and I was just like, yeah, it's good. It was a good time.
Yeah.
Well, there we go.